Well, hey guys, it's the kcarman here. I figure I'd just do a little update on the New Yorker here, since I am working on it. We're actually doing Gary Donovan's way of camshaft timing. Because, well, it's been quite a road for the New Yorker the past couple of months. We were on our way back from a car show, and I noticed some suspicious activity going on with my temperature gauge in this thing. It never went above half ever, nor did it never climb the half. And then it went above half, and I'm like, oh, well, classic, classic sign of a blown head gasket on a Chrysler 2.2 liter engine. Classic tail sign, and I had heat and everything, so I knew it wasn't the thermostat. So I had it running, and sure enough, I popped the overflow, and yeah, she'd blown bubbles in the overflow tank. So that was okay to get me home, because that only meant one thing, that oil and coolant were not mixing, thankfully. That was a compression problem. And when it got home, when I parked it overnight, it went out the next morning and started, and yep, until it built compression. Sure enough, took it apart, discovered that the number 2 and number 1 cylinder was weak, blown, and there's a design flaw or defect in this engine. When you tighten the cylinder head down, it crushes the back corner of the gaskets. So what happens is your metal ring is pushed out, so it's getting burned up by the number 1 cylinder. Or just, that's what an old Chrysler technician told me. Nonetheless, it's back together with a Mopar 005 performance head gasket, and they actually are really thick. They're made of a different material. They're better than what was on it. What was on was an old Felpro from the 90s. And it was the silver colored one. Pretty crappy. So this car technically is on its 3rd head gasket. But while we were at it, I took the liberty of going to Front Wheel Drive Performance and ordering me a new coolant lines all along for the motor. On top of that, I also had the cylinder head hot tanked. Did not have it resurfaced because it did not need it. It never got hot. And put a set of head bolts in it, and I stuck it back together, and we were on the road. Yeah, it was about a 4-week project, but it was different doing a turbo car compared to the TBI. A lot of extra stuff. Thankfully, it did not have the turbo support bracket. That was not installed. The real scary thing on these turbo cars, if you replace your lines, you want to use heat on every fitting possible. Otherwise, you will bust your fitting off into the turbo. That didn't happen because I was smart enough and had matte fuel. Matte fuel with a handheld torch will do the job. You just hold on there and you get them red hot and they'll come right out. But if you are poor, or you don't want to stick a lot of money in the car, what you can do, and they do leak, if you got any leaks over here, you can actually cut them in half and use a piece of high pressure fuel injection hose. That's actually what was on this car for the past 3 years. 2019, I think I repaired it. Hell, it was getting hard, so, but I don't have to worry about it now. I got all stainless braided steel lines to the back, and it looks better than fact. You had to make one modification though on the car, and I don't know why. This coolant fitting is supposed to be a little more tight to the cylinder head. Comes out too far, so we had to cut this bracket a little bit and make it work, but nobody's gonna see that. So that is what I've been doing on the New Yorker. This thing, parked for winter pretty much, got all the AC stuff in it. I'm hoping to have it painted for 2023. I still got quite a bit of work to do. I gotta put sway bar end links in it, banging around up front, and gotta do a rust patch repair in the back. I have to cut that out of another K car or something, but yeah, I'll make a video of this car another day. So that is how the New Yorker is going, and I freshly, on a side note, just jade coated the hood on this thing, and this is original paint, by the way. Look at that, is smooth and prepped like it should. Beautiful car. So I'm gonna get back to this, but I'll give you guys all an update.